Love for the other being women who are survivors of domestic abuse. We are here for children who have experienced or witnessed domestic abuse. 3.3 to 10 million children annually witness abuse.
The good work that Noor Family Services does is something that fulfills communal obligation in our religious tradition. But I want you to think for a moment what it would be like if there wasn't an institution like this. 3,200 people since its inception, where would they go? Some time ago, a young woman walked into my office and she started to tell me about a difficult home life that she lives. She was born with a facial disfigurement, and she said throughout the course of her educational experience, she was constantly made fun of and ridiculed because of the way she looked. That her classmates would make fun of her. Sometimes she would overhear her teachers around the corner making fun of her. And she said it was that much harder because in her home there was anything other than real love.
Getting justice for any one person in a TPO is a simple half-day process. But that's where the work begins. Once we've been able to help someone out of a domestic violence situation, the hard work becomes giving them an equitable resolution to a marriage when so many people have no idea. They are purposely kept ignorant of any resources or any capabilities to help themselves.
In a way that honors their culture. So those victims have been going through a lot of trauma throughout their lives, and they come to Noor Family Services not having to worry that they have to explain their culture and their background and where they come from. They're just there to get the help and support that they need in order to move on.
Because the statistics tell us 1 out of every 4 women is going to be impacted by abuse. That means in this room, most of us know somebody, or some of us have even gone through it, and some of us might even be perpetrators of it.
Shama and I both worked at Family Haven together back in 2013. And I went on to the Georgia Coalition Against Domestic Violence. That's when Shama birthed Noor Family Services. She had this idea. She came to GCADV and said, hey, can you all help me to launch this organization?
Almost been 8 years, and the journey, it was good. Sometimes we had a difficulty, but I look at it, NFS, it was a dream for me and for the community. Because when we started with nothing. We have a hope and a dream that one day we have an agency that will provide legal services and supportive services.
Support these victims with financial help, with legal services, and also moral and emotional support. These are people that have no one to support them, and without this organization, there would be nowhere for them to go.
Noor Family Services supports domestic violence survivors by providing them a variety of services, including legal services, and making sure that they have the legal support to be able to stand up for themselves at a time when they are most vulnerable.
For the Muslim community, there was nowhere for women and children to go. They were suffering in silence. And as a result of the work that Noor is doing now, survivors and their families have a safe space.
I don't see any other organizations doing what Noor Family Services is doing right now, that is giving them the opportunity to grow and sustain.
So you don't want to think about your giving for your own sake. Think about what it is that the need really is. And if you have to give up something so that somebody else gains, you're going to be the one that gains the most. Because do you want to have the heart that sees this reality and still doesn't do what you can do?
now we're averaging 300 plus survivors and families. That takes about $1 million a year. Some of that is through federal funding, but a lot of it comes from individual donors.
And our tradition teaches us that this is an integral value to the completion of our faith. You will not enter paradise until you have faith, and you will not have faith until you love one another. You will not have faith until you love for your brother and sister what you love for yourself.
Think about what works for you and how you can show your support for the women and families in our community who need us, who need Noor.